Hello, Wisconsin. I'm very glad that you want to vote, but first you have to make sure you're registered to vote. There's a link in the description where you can check your registration status right now. It's very easy. If you're not registered or you need to update your name and address, you'll need to fill out a registration form. If you have a Wisconsin ID, you can do that online by filling out the form linked below. If you don't have a Wisconsin ID, you'll use that same link to fill out the form. At the end, you'll just have to print it out and mail it to your municipal clerk's office by October 17th. If you missed that deadline, you can hand deliver your form to your municipal clerk until November 2nd. There's a link in the description where you can find your municipal clerk's address and hours. If you're watching this after the 2nd, don't panic. You can still register at your polling place on election day by bringing your completed registration form with you or asking for one when you get there. You'll either have to show or mail a proof of residence to register. That could be a copy of your driver's license as long as your address is current, a recent utility bill, bank statement, or paycheck with your name and address on it, a copy of your lease, or a student ID and proof of enrollment from your school. You have to have both of those last two together for it to count. There's a list of some other less common forms of proof they'll also accept linked below. So once you're registered, you get to vote. Any registered voter in Wisconsin is allowed to vote absentee by mail. All you have to do is fill out the form in the links below and mail it to your municipal clerk by November 2nd, though the sooner you request an absentee ballot, the better, so you have time to get your ballot in the mail, fill it out at your own pace, and mail it back by November 6th. In most cities, you can also vote early in person in the 2 weeks before the election at your municipal clerk's office. Check the link below to find your clerk's address and early voting hours. If you're planning to vote in person on November 6th, you can go to the polls from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. There's a link below that will tell you where you need to go to vote. You'll need to bring a photo ID with you, like a Wisconsin driver's license or state ID, military or tribal ID or passport, or a student ID from a college or university in Wisconsin, as long as you also have a document from your school that proves you're enrolled there. If you don't have any of those forms of ID, you can get a free voter ID at any DMV office. There's a link below with more information on how to get one. You can also use the same website you used to check your registration and find your polling place to look at a sample ballot that tells you everything you'll be able to vote for in the midterm election. You don't have to vote for every single item on the ballot. You can leave things blank if you want to, but your local elections can be pretty important, so it's worth checking out what's on there ahead of time. You can even print it out and bring it with you to the polls so you don't forget how you wanted to vote. One last thing, if you're going to vote, open up your Notes app or grab a piece of paper and make a plan. Write down when and how you're going to register, what time you're going to go vote, how are you going to get there, what ID you're going to use, even who you're going to bring to the polls with you. Having a plan is a great way to make sure that nothing unexpected stops you from getting counted on November 6th. All the links you need to check your registration, vote early, and find your polling location are in the description. Thank you for voting.